Reddy and the team of Kakatiya Sandbox for inviting us over to Nizamabad. It's always a pleasure, always, you know, uh, a memorable experience meeting with Raju, Desh, and the entire team, that inspired this wonderful facility being created here in Nizamabad, the Kakatiya Sandbox. Also wanted to ensure, to all the distinguished delegates and others who have come from various parts of the world and also various parts of India. Welcome to Telangana, welcome to Nizamabad. Our Honorable Minister for Roads and Buildings, Shri Prashant Reddy, the District President of Nizamabad, Shri Jeevan Reddy, Honorable Chairman for RTC and MLA Nizamabad Rural, Shri Bajireddy Govardhan Garu, Honorable MLA Nizamabad Urban, Shri Ganesh Gupta Garu, Honorable MLA Bodhan, Sri Shakil Garu, Honorable Member of Raj Sabha, former Speaker, Sri KR Suresh Reddy Garu, Honorable MLC D. Rajeshwar Rao Garu, Honorable MLC Gangadhar Gaud Garu, Honorable ZP Chairman Vittal Rao Garu, Honorable MLA from Kodad, Sri Malaya Yadav Garu, Honorable former MLC Sri Narsi Reddy Garu, Honorable DCCB Chairman Sri Bhaskar Reddy Garu, to all the distinguished, members who are also present in the audience, to the district administrators, officials, to my friends from media, a warm welcome to all of you. I love the theme of this event, development dialogue. I think a country like India, which has the largest population on the planet now, we just surpassed China. For those of you who are not aware, we just, I think, surpassed China last week or 10 days ago. We have the largest population on the planet now. We're the country with the largest population on the planet. Most importantly, this population, if you look at it, 50% of India is less than the age of 27. 65% of India is less than the age of 35. And in a knowledge economy, I think this is the biggest a nation can bring to the table. The kind of young think force, not young workforce, but the kind of young think force India possesses today is the biggest strength, in fact, it can leverage days to come. The reason why I said I love the theme of this conference being development dialogue is because I'll narrate a quick story to you. Back in 1987, both India and China, similar sized countries in terms of population, also had a similar sized economy. We had almost the same GDP back in 1987. But if you actually move forward to 36 years later, today, China is the second largest economy in the world with $16 trillion of GDP size, whereas India is still languishing at $3 trillion with the dreams of a 5 trillion economy. What went wrong? Or what did China do right that India did not get right? In my humble opinion, I think China focused on ensuring that development becomes the principal conversation across the country, across the nation. Unfortunately, in India, I think very often politics takes center stage and economics, unfortunately, takes a back seat. Now, the reason why I said I love the theme of the conference here is because the conversation which always centers around development, especially for a third world country like India, for an emerging economy like India, will only ensure that the policy makers, the lawmakers, the legislators, the elected representatives, their focus should remain on the right things. For instance, in Telangana, under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KTR Garu, we have focused on getting our basics right. Back in 2014, right about the time when Kakatiya Sandbox was formed, the state of Telangana also came into being on the 2nd of June 2014. When we started this journey in the new state, there were a lot of apprehensions, there were lots of doubts. In fact, we started our journey as a power deficit. State of Telangana, in fact, when Manish was, Funny was talking, also when Raju was talking, they all mentioned farmers and the rural livelihoods, etc. In Telangana, for those of you who are not familiar with this state, we had, to the formation of the state, we had 25 lakh plus, 2.5 million plus tube wells that have been sunk in by the farming community here. billions and billions of dollars over a period of last few decades. They have sunk in many bore wells into the arid, dry region of Telangana. While there is enough water in our rivers, Godavari and Krishna, it has not been leveraged. While there are enough minor irrigation tanks, almost 46,000 lakes and tanks, they have not been leveraged. Irrigation was primarily rain-fed and it was dependent on tube wells and bore wells. Now this is something that was the challenge when we started our journey as a new state. Because we started our journey as a power deficit state. When our Honorable Chief Minister assumed office on the 2nd of June 2014, he made it his primary task and primary challenge to address this power deficit situation. In a matter of 6 months, just 6 months, from the day he assumed office, he made sure that the power deficit situation has changed, and today I can proudly say that Telangana is a power surplus state which can actually supply electricity 24/7 to the farming community free of cost in India. And we are the only state in India which provides free power 24/7 to the farmers. We also produce and supply quality power to both domestic and also industry sector in our state. The reason why I'm mentioning this today is because in the last 8.5 years, numbers will tell you a story. The development dialogue that we're talking about today is already a work in progress in Telangana. When we started our journey, the per capita income of Telangana was 1,24,000 rupees. 124,000 rupees. As of March last year, March 2022, the per capita of Telangana has increased to 278,000 rupees, 2,78,000 rupees. Almost 130% increase. The gross state domestic product, the GSDP of Telangana was about 500,000, 5 lakh crores on 2014 June 2nd. But as of last year, the GSDP of Telangana also has increased to 11.55 lakh crore, which is almost 1.15 million, 1.15 millions. The kind of increase in wealth, the kind of increase in per capita income that has happened in Telangana, just to give you one little statistic that will put things in perspective. Telangana is only 2.5% of India in terms of population. We are only 40 million people. But our contribution to India's economy, India's GDP is 5%. We are 2.5% in terms of population, but our contribution is 5%, which means we are literally punching double our weight. We are a 50-kilo boxer fighting in 100-kilo categories, how I would like it to. And I would also like to add one more thing. Raju called Nizamabad a microcosm of India. And by extension, you called this room a microcosm of the world. I would only say one thing. Telangana is that state where the north of India meets the south of India. Telangana is that state where paratha meets dosa. Telangana is that state where biology meets technology. Telangana is that state where life sciences meets data sciences. Telangana is that state where Mangoverse meets Metaverse. And Telangana also is that state which is focused extensively on holistic integrated development. What do I mean by that? Our IT exports back in 2014 were 57,000 crores. As of last year, they have risen to 1,83,000 crores. Our agriculture activity has expanded by almost 6% in terms of our GSDP valuation. It has increased by 119% overall. For those of you who have a phone in your hand, let me indulge you for a second. Please pull out your phone for a second. Please pull out your phone. And please Google it for me. World's largest lift irrigation project. Let me repeat. World's largest lift irrigation project. Can somebody tell me the answer? Those who are trigger happy and quick fingers. I would like to hear from the backbenchers here. What is it? Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. The reason why I mentioned it, very often we talk about Chinese execution. Very often we talk about how 3 dam was built by the Chinese in a record span of time. Let me tell you, youngest state in India, under the leadership of our dynamic Chief Minister, Sri KTR Garu, has built the world's largest lift irrigation project in a span of 4 years. Indian engineers, the engineers of Telangana, have made us proud. We have built this project which irrigates 45 lakh acres of land, which has also rejuvenated the Sri Ram Sagar project right here in the Nizamabad, in the neck of the woods in Nizamabad. And most importantly, it also caters to industrial consumption, and it also supplies drinking water to the metro city of Hyderabad, which contributes significant portion of our GSDP. I'm not sure how many of you know this. Not only is Telangana home to the world's largest lift irrigation project, India recently completed 75 years of independence. We are the first state in India to have completed a mammoth, a Herculean task of providing a portable drinking water connection to each and every one of our 1 crore households under a project called as Mission Bhagirath. We are the first state to have completed it. And when we were laying the water pipeline, which almost ran for more than 100,000 kilometers, 1 lakh kilometers plus of water pipeline, along with it 19,000 reservoirs, and along with it number of pump houses and everything else that goes with it. Let me also tell you, we have leveraged, there is a very popular word in India called as jugaad. Jugaad basically means hustle. Jugaad basically means hustle. What we did in Telangana is something ingenious. When we had to dig and trench the entire landscape and lay almost 100,000 plus kilometers of pipeline, we decided that we'll also combine the fiber optic cable in the same trench that we were digging for the water pipeline. Thereby, Telangana will also become one among the first states in India to be providing 100 Mbps broadband connection to each and every one of our 10 homes. This is unique because the pandemic has shown us what can be done by way of e-commerce, by way of e-health, by way of digital education, and by way of digital empowerment at large. So my humble request to those of you who are not familiar with the brilliant story of Telangana, that is the reason why I call my state the most successful startup of independent India in the last 75 years. I can narrate many more other fantastic achievements of the state, but I'll leave it at that because I know we're short on time and we already showed up late. So let me thank Raju and the entire team of Kakatiya Sandbox for this wonderful opportunity. I wish the youngsters, the farmers, the entire ecosystem of Nizamabad the very best. I'm coming back next month, Raju Anna. I'm coming back to inaugurate the IT hub here. I'll humbly request you and Desh, to bring in more and more, because the pandemic has shown us it doesn't matter where you work from in the world. You could be in a village, you could be in a small town, you could be in a metro like Hyderabad or Bangalore. I think now in a digitally connected world, in a world where youngsters from tier 2 towns actually have more fire in their belly, we need to ensure that the rural innovators, the social innovation, the tier 2 town innovators from Nizamabad, Khammam, Nalgonda, Mehboob Nagar are all given ample opportunity and equal opportunity to ensure we create a level playing field. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank all of you, in fact, for giving me this opportunity. And I once again welcome Desh and Raju back onto the dais. Coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Request you to have a seat because we're going to have a fireside chat as well. Now, there are very few people in the country who can spontaneously captivate an audience. And then we have one household which has 2 of them. So all of us know who I'm talking about. Please put your hands together. Now, again, another redundant job of introducing Mr. Desh Pandey. With that kind of a name, you just can't get things wrong. He's the president and chairman of Sparta Group LLC, a family investment office, and also the chairman of Tejas Networks. Desh is the co-founder of Desh Pandey Foundation, a global philanthropic organization nurturing innovation and entrepreneurship in universities and cities across USA, Canada, and India. And now he's going to indulge all of us in a fireside chat with KTR Garu, asking all the questions that we have in mind on our behalf. 20 minutes, all yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome,
Thank you, Desh.
Honorable Minister, whom
KTR.
we fondly call you KTR.
Cheers. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on how much you have accomplished at a young age. Just looking at your Wikipedia, and I realized that I graduated and left India in 1973 when you were not born yet. So, congratulations on getting
Cheers.
so much done at a young age. Like you talked about, Telangana has achieved a lot in the last 8 years. Double the GDP, clean water, all these things. What were the core aspects of being able to achieve those fantastic results? And what do you think Telangana as a state needs to do to keep that trajectory going for the next 8?
Thank you, Desh. Great question. Firstly, like the MC said, with a name like Desh, I think you can only inspire confidence. What you've done in Hubli